Hey everybody, this is Randy McMullen with Amstar Mortgage. Hope you're doing well today. It is March the 25th, 2024, and I wanted to address the question again of whether it makes sense to buy now or should you wait for rates to come down, hope they come down in a year or so, and then buy then. I did this video last year, and I think you're going to find that if you had listened last year and bought, you're going to be pretty far ahead this year. But let me kind of do the math in a more simple format for you. I think that'll help. So what I did was, the question, buy now or wait for rates to come down. So if you took like a typical rent, let's say you're paying about $2,500 a month for an apartment rent, you're probably getting an apartment for somewhere around maybe 14, 15, 1,600 square feet. So I compared that to buying a home, the median price in Atlanta, and I know if you're in different parts of the country, you're going to have different numbers, but just use the numbers. You can use this format and then use the numbers that are specific to your market and what your expectations are. So I took a $400,000 home, the median price point in Atlanta, with 10% down. Now there's a big difference. If you're getting an apartment, you're getting 1,500 square feet. If you're buying a house for $400,000 in Atlanta, you're probably getting somewhere around 2,700 to 2,900 square feet. You're getting a garage, you're getting a yard, you're getting a lot more privacy. You can do things to the house that you want to do that you couldn't do to an apartment. Huge difference between renting and owning. So how do the numbers work out? Well, if you rent for $2,500, that's your number. You're going to spend $30,000 in a year for rent. Money's gone, and that's what you did. You got rent. Now, if you buy, and let's look at a loan amount of $360,000 with a rate of 7%, the principal and interest is $2,395. I estimated $400 for taxes. That's probably about typical. You might have some that are a little bit less, some a little more. Insurance about $150 a month. I figured PMI at $105 a month. That's going to have a lot to do with your credit score. So this assumes a pretty good credit score. And that total came out to $3,050. So you're thinking, hey, $2,500, $3,050, renting's looking better. Plus, if you're buying a house, you're going to have maintenance. I used $250 a month. I figured $3,000 a year. In 10 years, you'll have $30,000. Plus, if you put it in an account, you'll get interest on that. But $30,000 is going to cover painting, repairs. That should cover most of your maintenance items. Now, here's the other part where it gets interesting. You're going to pay about $3,600 that first year in principal. So that's a principal balance reduction that you're going to get. That's a benefit of $300 a month. You're also going to get a tax break. Now, I figured taxes are $4,800 and interest for the first year is about $25,000. So you're going to have about $30,000 in tax deductions. That's going to be different for different people, but I just used, I think, what is a very conservative number of a benefit of $200 a month. Some people might get a much bigger benefit. The other thing is, and this is why I went really conservative, I figured 3% appreciation. Now, in Atlanta, over the last 10 years, we've probably averaged about 8% appreciation. And historically, over the last 40 years, probably 5 to 5.5% is a more typical appreciation number. I went super conservative at 3%. So really simple. 3% on $400,000 is $12,000. So if you made $12,000 in a year, you basically made about $1,000 a month in appreciation. So when you look at the numbers, $3,050, you add $250, you're at $3,300. That gets you back down to $3,000. That gets you back down to $2,800, and then totally you're at $1,800 a month. So it comes out that actually you're at less than the rent, and you're getting 2,900 square feet, a garage, a yard, a lot more benefits of home ownership. And you're saying, well, wait a minute, I'm going to get a better payment because I'm going to get a lower rate. Well, maybe you will. If rates come down, and let's say the home appreciates at 3 or 4%, you're not going to pay $400,000 for that house next year. You're going to pay $410,000, $420,000 for that house next year. So this client who bought the house this year, they're going to refinance when rates go down. So you're not going to get any big advantage by waiting, think you're going to get a lower rate, because if you buy now, you're going to get a lower rate. And oh, by the way, you're going to be financing a lower amount because you bought early, so the loan amount is going to be smaller. And because you've got some extra equity, if you refinance, you might get a lower PMI rate. So you're going to have more equity and a lower payment by buying sooner rather than later. Now, what I want you to do is adjust these numbers for your market. If the average rent you're paying is $3,000 or $2,000, use your own number. If the average market price of the house or the house that you want to purchase is not $400,000. Just put in the number you want. Use your own numbers for maintenance, principal reduction, the tax break, and the appreciation, and you can do a really easy comparison to see if buying makes sense in your situation. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call, send me an email. Be glad to help you any way I can. This is Randy McMullen with Amstar Mortgage. Have a great day.